As a content creator and a filmmaker, there's a bunch of different tools today that we can use to capture our videos and tell our stories in a better way. One of my favorite tools to use, though, is my drone. But when you are a beginner and you're looking to buy your first drone, it's very hard to know in this day and age which drone you should buy and why you should buy that specific drone. So in this video, I want to give you a little bit more of a clarity and my thoughts on what kind of drones that are available and which one that you can go for, so that you might feel a little bit more secure when you're going in to buy your first drone. So, I just want to start this video by saying hi. My name is Peter. Hope everything's good with you. And if this is your first time watching me, extremely welcome here to the Peter Lindgren channel. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the video. And, thumbs up, all that good stuff. When I bought my first drone, back in, I think it was 2017 or 2018. It was the first DJI Mavic. That was an actually legit flying drone with a camera that could capture good footage. To this day, I think that the sensation of flying a drone is just one of those things that is amazing. And as a filmmaker, it is a fantastic tool to have in my arsenal. Today has probably never been a better time to be a filmmaker when you look at all the different options that we have. But when it comes to drones, it's hard to know which kind of drone that you should buy and why you should have that drone. So I thought I'd share a little bit of my thoughts and opinions on the different drones after flying a drone for the last 5 to 6 years and flying all the different types of drones that is available on the market right now. If you are a beginner, the most important thing is think of what is it that you're going to use your drone for? I remember when I started flying and I just sent up my drone as high as I possibly could because that was cool. Pointed the camera straight down and just fly. Basically looked like it was just an air photo because nothing was moving. There was no foreground. There was no nothing. But the interesting thing that I kind of came to a conclusion with when I was flying the drone was that it's not like how high you fly with the drone, it's about how good you are to capture the shots with the drone. Flying close to objects and next to objects and kind of like doing these smooth panning sweeps, that is what drones are great for. Should you go for a regular drone or should you go for an FPV drone? This, for example, is the DJI Avata. It is one of the newest FPV drones that DJI has to offer, and it is a fantastically fun drone. And as you can see, it's kind of like a crash-proof drone with, a roll cage and all that good stuff. The camera is here in the front, but what you got to be aware of is that this is not capable of capturing the same kind of shots as, for example, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. Because the DJI Mini 3 Pro is kind of aimed towards being one of those great all-round drones that you can use to capture those cinematic, smooth flights close to objects, but still be very portable and have in your camera bag. Honest opinion for someone that is just starting out is that you should really think through what you are going to use the footage for. Are you going to use it to only fly FPV? Then the Avata is going to be a great drone to do just that. But the camera quality in the DJI Avata is not close to that of the Mini 3 Pro, in my opinion. The DJI Avata definitely has its strengths when it comes to flying and getting a unique perspective, but the Mini 3 Pro is probably going to be one of the better drones to have as an all-rounder when it comes to flying. And flying FPV, especially when you jump into manual mode, is something that requires an immense amount of practice. I've been practicing in the simulator now for over 65 hours. It takes time to become good at it. I'm far from as good as I want to be, but I also have the time to invest into actually practicing when I'm at work, when I'm practicing for a specific project or something similar. Think about if you're going to go down the FPV route and, buy into that kind of flight technique, or do you want to go for the more cinematic, usable drone footage? Yes, I said usable because this drone footage can be used in almost any kind of video, and you're also going to be able to sell a lot of stock footage with this if you are traveling in different places. Before we jump down the FPV rabbit hole, I kind of want to talk about the difference here. The DJI Mini 3 Pro or the DJI Mavic 3. This is the Cine version, but I'm gonna say the DJI Mavic 3. The difference here is huge, especially when it comes to cameras. You can see the size of the camera on the Mavic 3 compared to the Mini 3 Pro. And buying a drone like this means that you don't really need to have any sort of skills to begin with, because it's very easy to learn how to fly any of these drones. For example, if you want to go out and capture some good shots and not having to think about the entire, scenery and everything around you, you can just send up your Mavic and it's gonna hover just in place. You even have sensors so that you can send it up. All that you need to do is just move this joystick forward and you're gonna be able to fly a drone and capture some cool shots. If you're interested in drones and want to learn how to edit drone footage but don't actually have a drone, one thing that you can do is sign up for my Final Cut Pro course, which is basically aimed to anyone that wants to learn to edit the way that I edit my videos. And if you're into drones, you want to learn how to edit drone footage, then the cool thing with this course is that there's a bunch of drone footage actually included as downloadable assets when you buy the course, and that you can instantly start editing with. You don't have to go out and shoot anything yourself. You can test and see how it is to edit FPV footage, DJI Mavic 3 Cine, and all the different drones that I use. It's gonna be in there. I'm gonna drop a link down below. Head over there, check it out. And I know that the price might be hefty, but you're getting a lot and lifetime access, future updates. If I were to recommend like a beginner's drone or a drone for someone that were to buy into regular flying drones for the first time, the Mini 3 Pro is going to be the one that I recommend, and then move up to a bigger drone when you feel a little bit more comfortable. FPV. Let's talk a little bit about that. The Avata, super fun drone. I love it. It definitely provides you a unique flight experience, especially with the motion controller to begin with. Anyone can fly it, and there's a lot of fail-safe that is built into this as well. When you feel that the Avata is not enough, the only option that you have is to either jump up to the DJI FPV drone, which is a little bit of a bigger drone, but it's also very easy to break it when you crash. The Avata, on the other hand, is not easy to break when you crash. Trust me, I've done it several times. When you want to take it a step further, it's something like this. And what I got here is the GEP RC Mark V. This is definitely one of those things that I do not recommend for any sort of beginner out there, because starting to fly this is very hard. It is a lot of things that goes into learning how to fly it, but also trying to find the best simulator, the best controller, and there's also a lot of things that cost money if you want to buy this. For example, this is a so-called bind and fly drone, which means that you bind it to a controller and then you start flying, but the drone itself, without any sort of batteries, is going to cost you around $600, and then the controller is going to be another $200, and then the batteries is going to be $50 a piece, and then you need a charger. So it's going to be almost the same amount of money that you'll spend on an FPV drone like that, like the DJI Avata. But the great thing with the DJI Avata is that you can buy a bundle, and you're going to be able to get everything in the kit when you get it. And for those of you that want to jump into FPV and want to start flying FPV, the DJI Avata is the option to go. But if you, for example, have the Mini 3 Pro and you want to take your drone flights to the next level with an FPV kind of drone, what I would recommend is to actually just go out and buy the DJI FPV controller or any sort of other controller. I'm going to drop a link down in the description. You're going to be able to practice in the simulator, and you still need to practice in the simulator in order to be able to fly FPV. So just having the controller and connecting that to your computer to get the feeling of how it is to fly is definitely something that I recommend, because if you don't like to fly FPV in the simulator, then you can just sell the controller and you're good to go, but at least you gave it a shot. But when you're flying FPV for real, something that you have to be prepared of is that you will crash. Crashing with the drone is something that happens to almost anyone. I have crashed with my Mavic. I think I have the footage right here. Me and Amanda going on a quad in Greece, and it's like, whoa. Sometimes you have to learn the hard ways. And I've also crashed the DJI FPV the big one, and the DJI Avata multiple times. It is something that will come with the kind of like flying drone hobby. So you got to be prepared that it will cost you a lot of money. If you go into the FPV rabbit hole, it's not going to cost you as much money if you go for the regular drone hole. And for me personally, I think that FPV is cool. It's great. I love it. It's super fun to fly, but it's also very, very limited when it comes to use case scenario of the videos that you capture with the drone. Which kind of drone are you looking to buy, and why are you going to buy that drone? Well, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. I would love to see a little bit of a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Peter from Sweden saying goodbye. Take care.